We're also joined by Varun Singh, journalist in Mumbai. Let me come to you first, Neerja. Do you think it's really possible that even now Sharad Pawar may manage something? Today he said that in 3 months everything is going to change.
Look, it's lines of, if I was to sum up the situation, it is a mess. The party has divided. Now, will the party go to the extent of, getting the symbol? Either faction go to that extent, even though Sharad Pawar has said yesterday they're not going to fight legally, but politically. That was a very significant statement. But it is a melting pot. How many will come back of the MLAs and MPs? How many will stay with Ajit Pawar? As far as Maharashtra is concerned, I was there till about 2 days ago. And the question there was not that Ajit Pawar would move out at some point. The question was when he would move out. And he's moved out faster than was expected. So the situation has changed, no doubt about it. But what Sharad Pawar is angling for is a sympathy for him at the ground level of the cadre. I talked to many people and last week, and they would say, आज election हो जाता है तो MVA would win because of the sympathy generated by the split in the Shiv Sena. Now, it reminds me of lines, from that famous film that Amitabh Bachchan and Shashi Kapoor star, for those of you younger may not remember, but that famous line, कि माँ मेरे पास है, I will win because mother is with me. So is the NCP faction led by Sharad Pawar gain sympathy because he is with that section of the NCP? That remains to be seen.
So I'm sorry, in this case between Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar, माँ किसके पास है?
माँ is Sharad Pawar, na? That this section is saying, माँ मेरे पास है, आपके पास MLAs है, मेरे पास cadre है और माँ है. So will it work? Because remember, the NCP is an MLA-based party, unlike many other parties. It depends very much on its state leaders. So will it work? And after all, he's 82 years old. He's barely able to move around, but he's putting up a fight back. And how will the people of Maharashtra view this in the next 3 months? Much will depend on that.
He's fighting back. Varun Singh, I know you think that Sharad Pawar is hugely overrated. That being said, there is still suspense about how many MLAs are actually with Ajit Pawar. Nobody knows.
See, to be honest, for me, it is exactly a repeat of last year. Everything what we are seeing today has happened in the last year of June and July month. And whatever my sources tell me, he has the support. He has the number of MLAs and he has the number of MPs that he needs to show the strength and prove his point in the assembly when the assembly convenes. One also has to understand the speaker decides the leader of opposition. NCP has appointed someone, but he or she has to be accepted by the speaker in the house when they appoint leader of opposition. And right now, Ajit Pawar has already announced that he has made someone, Sunil Tatkare, the president of Maharashtra NCP. And now exactly the way it was happening last year, new leaders were being appointed by Sena, by Shinde faction. Same, Ajit Pawar is following the same line of action. And one thing is very clear, as I yesterday mentioned, nothing in NCP happens without the blessing of Sharad Pawar. So if you see whatever Mr. Amol Kohle, who himself was a Shiv leader before he jumped to NCP, and yesterday when he was present there in the Raj Bhavan, and now he says he didn't know, but he also said so many things which are contradictory. Supriya Sule was present in the house with Ajit Pawar, and within 10-15 minutes, Supriya Sule told Ajit Pawar in the afternoon that, listen, he's going to take oath, and she left. That clearly proves the point that Sharad Pawar was in the know that something of this thing is happening. He let it happen. He was just seeing what is happening. Now, to be honest, he is under tremendous pressure from his daughter to regain control, because his daughter and his nephew both follow different style of politics. And Sharad Pawar wants to portray his daughter as the chief, and Ajit Pawar doesn't want that. Ajit Pawar wants complete control. And this fight is about that.
So is there any confusion at all about who the real NCP is going to be, provided that 36 MLAs are with Ajit Pawar right now. Because both sides have started suspending each other. You've got Ajit Pawar saying, oh, Sunil Tatkare is the new president. Supriya Sule is saying, all of you are suspended. Both the MPs should be suspended. I'm still the working president. Who is right now in charge of the party technically?
If you ask me technically, then we may come to know a year later when the election commission, if it goes
That's
there.
right.
But Sharad Pawar is smart. He knows that if he fights the battle the way Uddhav Thackeray did, then he will lose a lot of it. They have played a very smart form of politics. Sharad Pawar has remained quiet. He has learned a lot from what all the mistakes that Uddhav Thackeray and especially his spokesperson Sanjay Raut did. Look at them. They are very humble. They are still saying Ajit Pawar is our family and family and politics are different. We are not going to speak against them. But
Okay.
Supriya Sule, she has taken a very hard stand. She convened a press conference late in the night on Sunday along with Jayant Patil and Jitendra Awad and even moved a petition to the speakers that 9 of these people who took oath had to be suspended. But now it is a very, very simple and small fight. We don't see much of it happening.
Okay.
The speaker already, the speaker is from the BJP. He is the leader of BJP. He is a very young man who has been appointed as speaker. He will follow whatever the party, I'm sure. And
Neeraj ji, quick question. Are you expecting any rabbits out of the hat? Yes, no?
No.
Are you asking me?
Yes, Neeraj ji.
Yeah, well, there'll be rabbits, every other day now, because it's a melting pot. Who will move? What will happen to Eknath Shinde's group also? Because all the
No, but what
ministries...
rabbits? You really think Sharad Pawar is going to be able to break Ajit Pawar's people?
Well, some of them, yes, he started to break, but whether that's going to be enough or not, we don't know. But the other question that needs to be addressed and people are asking is, has Sharad Pawar played another googly? Some days ago, he said what happened in 2019, when Ajit Pawar went and had a nocturnal swearing in and then came back within 80 hours. Is this also another googly with his consent? Get the pressure of ED off you now, by peace. Some of you go across. And at election time, we will see what to do. Whether they'll come back, they'll re-merge and decide their course of action. Now, Sharad Pawar is too deep a man, a politician. He knows what he's doing. But certainly what, he need, the battle of succession is another underlying sub-theme. Suppose Ajit Pawar is out, the way is clear for Supriya Sule, if it is not a googly.
Okay,
So
we'll
there are
see
many
who has
things,
played the googly on who. So many punchlines have been given by Sharad Pawar in the last few months saying, roti palat do, maine googly dal di. Now, kisne kiski roti palti hai? Nobody is sure even at this point, but we'll keep a close watch. Neeraj Chaudhary, Varun Singh, thanks very much for joining us. Taking a very quick break. I'll see you next at 8 on India Upfront, where we'll examine whether this quake in Maharashtra is going to lead to tremors across India and, more importantly, jolt the opposition unity.